Okay, we are live. I'm pretty sure we are live. Um, welcome. My name is Will2926. It's not National Lionel Train Day, but happy Catalog Day. It is January 15th, 2015, or 2025. And today is Catalog Day. It's the 125th anniversary of Lionel. They just came out with the Big Book, Volume 1. And what we are going to do tonight is we are going to review the catalog. We're also going to be showing you and talking a little bit about, because it's been a little bit, it's been a couple months. It's actually been a lot. It's actually been more than a couple months. But yeah, we're going to talk about, how I've been, what's been some new updates with myself and my family, with Lady Lionel, who's upstairs, and the birth of my son, which is amazing. And yeah, there's been some amazing updates. And so with that, I'm going to continue to try and figure out how to do there is a setting on how to do, so just being completely honest with you guys, I am using a new streaming kind of thing. It's called StreamYard. And I'm trying to figure out the best way, because I did do it before. I did do the rehearsal and trying to figure out on exactly how. Oh, hold on, go back on how to do the picture within a picture. So like where, oh, there's Thomas's trains. Hey, what's going on, Thomas? You know, uh, my brother's name is Thomas. So how's it going, Thomas? um, let's see. We're going to just kind of like fiddle around with this new app. Um, and just try and figure out exactly how to do. I'm good, my friend. That's good. Hopefully, you were able to see the new catalog. It's a huge book. There's a lot of stuff that's in it, and we're actually going to go through it. I'm working on my Lionel layout. You're going to see our layout here in a couple minutes, and or not a couple minutes, but in a we're going to try and go through this catalog pretty quickly. Not quickly as in like, I don't know. I'll ask you guys like how fast you think I should go through this. The last time I did a live video catalog review, I think it was close to 3 hours. And it was a lot. It was a lot. But I'm here for you guys. I'm here to talk trains. I'm here to show you exactly what's going on in the layout and kind of talk about, uh where we've been. Because it's been a long time since we've talked and stuff like that. Toby, 3 hours is okay with me. All right, well, well, nice, heck yeah. All right, let's see. We are still trying to figure out how to do the, because you guys can see me right here, which is great. What I'm trying to make sure and do is that way you guys can do edit layout. Okay, hold on. Let's see what's that? Add item. Dynamic timer slot, cancel. Let's cancel that. New layout. Hold on. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and figure out how to do the catalog. I have the catalog and I love the Vision Line Hudson. Yes, the Hudson is back. It is the 125th, and of all the locomotives that Lionel has ever came out with, the 700E New York Central Hudson is the perfect locomotive to come out with for the 125th. 100%. I would say the next locomotive that I would personally have came out with was the Santa Fe 2343s. Typically, when you think of Lionel, that's what you think of. You think of the 2343 Santa Fe's. That's but 100% the Hudson. We're going to try and talk about that in a couple minutes. I'm trying to see and do the StreamYard. It's been 2 years since I've done a live video, and I am trying to show you guys the catalog, like picture in picture, and the swinging bell and the whistle seem very beautiful, and I love the sounds. 100%. I think with the sounds file that Lionel is going to be doing this next go around is going to be better than the 2010 version, and I think it's going to be a knockout of the park. No Blue Mountain and Reading 2102 again. Hopefully in 2026 because America's anniversary, and if not, it's in Volume 2, 2025. So, Toby, I 100% agree with you. From what I've got from Lionel, and this was back when I went to the LCCA convention back in Concord, 2026 is America 250. Like that, I just see it right now, the catalog, America 250. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be glowing. It's going to be awesome. And the things that I'm thinking that is going to be in that catalog that we have not seen in this catalog is going to be the Reading T1 and the Southern Pacific GS4. The reason why I say that is because the Reading T1 2102, I think it was actually the 2100 or 2101. No, I need it. Oh man, you're kind of testing my knowledge right now. One of the Reading T1s pulled the American Freedom Train. And I think it's American Freedom Train 2101 or 2100. I can't remember specifically. But I think that we're going to see the Reading T1 either in Volume 2 or in Volume 1, 2026. That would be my personal guess. But I 100% think that with America 250, if we've been looking for, to complete the American Freedom Train or just to start it, like me, I'm actually kind of hoping that we get to complete the whole set because it would be really, really cool to have the American Freedom Train for 2026. That would be awesome. Let's see. Well, either way, painting up 21. Yes. So the whole Fire Up 2100, I can't remember if it's the American Steam project or I've been kind of looking over it. It's the 2100. They are doing a fantastic job with that locomotive, and I 100% am on board and hoping and praying that we at least get to see some kind of American Freedom Train come around in 2026. I think, honestly, if you were to ask me back in the day, like when I was first born, back in the 90s, would you ever see the 2926? And I grew up in Albuquerque, and my dad, he would lift the fence up, and there's like me on the throttle and in the cab. Hey, this locomotive is going to be up and running. Or when you see those really cool older railroad documentaries talking about a big boy, and then in 2019 we have a 484 big boy. I think we are in the age of a revamp of steam. I think there are more people who are interested in seeing how a steam locomotive works. I mean, it's one of the few machines that you see everything moving on the outside. And I think that the American Freedom Train, we're going to see some really great stuff. Back in 1990, I had the first Lionel water level freight set. Include the Lionel New York Central Mohawk. Ooh, they're restoring a Mohawk. I still have it. And wanting a doubleheader T1 and Blue Mountain Reading. Yep. So I have a 484 Chessie Steam Special that I'm also kind of hoping if they come out with the T1s that they come out with the Chessie Steam Special. I got it from a great friend of mine, Charles Hearn, and it's one of those special locomotives that is in my fleet that I don't think I'll ever get rid of. I think he sold it to me, but when I think of him and I see that locomotive, I'm thinking of him. So we'll see if they come out with those. Yes, Thomas Trains, the 3001 coming back to life. I'm telling you, it's the age of steam. It's like a new revamped age of steam. You have 844, 4014, the 3985 is coming back, 5511, 2926, 3751, 4949, 4449, 765, 1309, the Western Maryland, 2102, 425, number 90, it's on the boiler reinspection. There's so many steam locomotives that are throughout the United States. It's fantastic. It's great. Honestly, I'm telling you, like the 2020s is a perfect time for people to just see steam locomotives. It's amazing. It's great. Like I'm telling you, if back in the 90s as a kid and as the early 2000s, I'm looking at my Legacy 2926 right now. I would have never thought that that locomotive would have been restored. But growing up in Albuquerque and just I got to see it last year in May. It's truly special. It's awesome. The golden age steam is coming back. I 100% think about that. I think yes, and the 576. I was stationed at Fort Campbell back in Nashville. The 576 is coming back. The yellow jacket. I'm telling you guys, like the age of steam is coming back. Thomas, you did perfect. Okay. Well, I'm still trying to figure this out. What I think we're going to try and do is that all the participants that are in the live feed, we're going to kind of do something like a little bit different. All right. We're going to try and do the catalog review with my face. I'm still trying to figure out the StreamYard thing to do a picture in view. And I'm trying to see, but if you're on the live stream, what I implore you guys to do is to open up the 2025 catalog. And what we're going to do is we're going to review together. As long as you guys are okay with that, I will continue to try and fix what's going on with this new app. But if you guys are cool with that, just give me a comment. Be like, hey, good to go. Got the catalog pulled up. Let's rock and roll. And then I will continue with the review. The 425 should be coming back later this year. Toby, 100%. 100. You forgot one more. No, Thomas, I didn't forget about 3751 over in the San Bernardino area. I love 37. I have a 3751. There's, you know me. I'm Santa Fe. I'm Santa Fe, SP, and UP all the way. I'm more Santa Fe all the way, but oh no, there's no way I'm gonna forget the 3751. I don't want to say it's maybe second place, but behind 2926, it's probably second place. But like I mentioned, guys, if there's 11 people, which first off, thank you if you are joining us in the live feed. Thank you to the 11 people that are, taking the time out of your night to, share this hobby with us and take a look at the catalog. What I want to ask though is if you guys, I'm still trying to figure out this app, but if you guys want to pull up the catalog and then we'll go through it and I'll give you guys my best feedback. If that's fair, give me like, hey, Roger that, good to go on and execute, just something to kind of show that we can, get the train rolling. And then, number 700, it's up there in Portland, Thomas. I didn't forget about it. I promise. It's still up there. I'm still trying to figure this out though. So we're going to try and still figure this out. I do have the catalog pulled up and, when I was looking at the StreamYard, like how-to guide, it did mention like, oh, it's very kind of interesting. It's very interesting. You can kind of do it. It's very easy. Commodore Vanderbilts are first in the catalog. So it's been hinted. I will be very honest with everyone in the chat. I did look at the catalog. I did. I looked at the catalog. When the 2900 class steam locomotives came out, I was not on Facebook or Instagram, any social media for the entire day. And it was a complete surprise. If you've not seen my reaction, which it's a doozy, I would 100% go back in my content and take a look at my reaction to when I saw 2926. It is fantastic. 6-4. Yeah, Toby, 614 is coming back. I'm telling you, this is a great time for steam locomotives to be coming back. We're getting 614. Like, it's amazing. And honestly, if you bought the Lionel Greenbriers, the 614 from I think 2 years ago or last year, it's going to be great. It's awesome. Coming back at some point, I think what's going to be happening is like just same thing with like the 3001. They've identified the locomotive. they're just now probably doing the process on exactly like what's going to be, like what we're going to have to do, like boiler inspection, tender inspection, just all the different things. The same thing that the Union Pacific did on the 4014. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Group, nope. Spotlight, nope. Cinema layout, nope. Picture, picture in picture. Command Shift 7. So Shift 7. Okay. All right. I'm going to see. All right, we're cooking with Crisco right now. I'm trying to make sure and see that if you guys can see what I'm looking at. Yeah. Oh, see, there are so many different steam locomotives that are coming out to light. All right, let's see. Edit layout. Add item. Dynamic camera grid, camera slot. Let's see. Got it. Nope, don't want that. Discard changes. Okay. Well, we're already 15 minutes into this live stream, and I do apologize. I've not been able to figure out exactly how you pull up this this stream for the catalog. All right. So I think what we're going to do until I figure this out, which I guess we're going to kind of go on like a little bit of a journey. Like I'm going to grab my phone and try and figure this out. But we're going to go through the catalog together where you see my face, you see the reaction, but we're going to go through it page by page. If everyone's cool with that, then we're going to continue. So looking at the catalog for 2025, the 125th anniversary of Lionel, we see the catalog picture and it looks beautiful. If you were at the LCCA convention in Concord, we got to see kind of a really cool, first impression on like, it was like a teaser of the catalog, or of the logo. And it's really, really, honestly, I think this is probably one of the best catalog covers that I've seen in a very long time. I think 2020 is up there, but this one is really, really great. When we open up the catalog, we see a great, great letter from Howard Hitchcock, and who's an awesome gentleman. Just super, super cool, cool gentleman. I was able to meet him at the LCCA convention. Super great guy. And then as we continue on through the catalog, we see all the different logos that Lionel had. We start off in the 1900s, and it's really cool to think about that. This company has been in existence since 1900, 125 years. That is really, really cool. And for our amazing hobby, like that is really awesome. So we got the pre-war era, and then we got to the era where, you see the 1950s, 1946, the post-war era, 1946 through 1969. And then we had the MPC era, and now we have, the 120th and then the 125th. So the evolution of Lionel's legacy, great page. And then the 125 years. This is kind of very similar to what Lionel did in 2020, that they did they did like a whole 120 years of Lionel, and I 100% loved it. Okay. All right. 125th anniversary. The next page, the Hudson's coming back. We are getting back the Lionel Vision Line 700E. But then you turn the next page, the Commodore Vanderbilt. The Commodore Vanderbilt is coming back, and it is coming back in full swing. This is going to be, Vision Line. On this page, we're seeing gold-plated, the locomotive of the year. We're seeing a baby blue Commodore Vanderbilt, and we're seeing the red Comet. This page is fantastic, in my opinion. I think that this page is a home run. Oh, hey, what's going on, Union Pacific 1943? You know what? Your title, I think, is the locomotive that I'm still trying to find. If it's that SD 70 with the spirit of the Union Pacific, that's in like the really cool, uh, salute to service kind of thing. I really like your title. So how's it going? And let's see some other comments. So Thomas, I was at the LCCA. Oh, Thomas, I wonder if I met you over there. I was over there. Um, so looking at this page and we're taking a look at the page of all the Commodore Vanderbilts for the 125th. The first thing that pops up at me is the gold-plated one. In my personal opinion, I thought that Lionel was going to be coming out with a 700E, Vision Line 700E 125th. After taking a listen over to Lionel's live video and then reading the comments, in 2000 we had the 100th anniversary of Lionel, and Lionel came out with a gold-plated 700E. 25 years later, I do agree. Let's kind of change it up. Let's come out with the Commodore Vanderbilt, and the gold plate. It's going to be really, really cool. If when Lionel comes out with the plasma coat or these like really, really cool paint schemes, they're going to knock this one out of the park. I think that this is going to be a really good one. The locomotive of the year. This is a little bit interesting. So if we've seen other locomotive of the years in the past, we've seen the orange and blue. We've seen like this year's the Hiawatha. It's looked a little different this year for 2025. It's very similar to the catalog, like black, gold, the logo's right there. It's sleek. It's really, really kind of sophisticated in my opinion. I think it's a really, really cool locomotive. I think that this locomotive of the year is going to be a collector's item for the foreseeable future, in my opinion. And then the baby blue Comet and then the red Comet, those are going to be great sets. I think that those are really, really cool sets. The only thing that I will take a look at is when you look at the catalog, the Commodore Vanderbilt and the passenger cars, and I'm a colorblind, I'm not gonna lie. The blues are not the same. We have a really, really baby blue Commodore Vanderbilt, and then we have what looks to be a blue Comet colored passenger cars. As long as Lionel matches the cars and the locomotive, it's gonna be a home run. I think it's gonna be a great set. And then with the red Comet, I think that is going to be a really, really great set. So hats off to Lionel on this 125th anniversary set or this page. Great job. Moving on, we have the S2 Turbine or Turbine is coming back for the 125th, and it's coming back in full swing. I think that this locomotive is going to be a home run. What I'm curious about with this turbine is, let's just do like a little bit of reading. Okay, so one thing that I did see. So when Ryan and Dave were doing their live portion of the catalog, Dave mentioned that, the steam turbine is not going to make a like a regular steam locomotive would. It's just going to make a turbine sound, like a buzzing sound. I'm not going to recreate it, but not a chuff sound. However, the team at Lionel is going to be coming out or going to be in the code and all the sophisticated engineering where you can hopefully maybe push with aux3 on the legacy remote and it starts coming out with a chuff. I think that's going to be a knock. I think that's going to be a home run. One thing that I hope that Lionel does do with this, at least this version of the 671, is I can't remember the last time that Lionel came out with this locomotive, but they had an air whistle, like a post-war inspired air whistle. It was fantastic. It was great. As long as like with the 5 whistles and 5 bells, as long as one of those whistles is the air whistle, like a post-war inspired air whistle, this locomotive is going to be a home run. I think that this is going to be a great set, or that's going to be a great locomotive. The next one is the Lionel Lions Legacy 242 Scout. I think that this is a good one. If you think of the Scout line, the Scout line was Lionel's cheaper option of a it was like their cheaper line of post-war inspired or post-war sets. You had the 242, and then you had a boxcar, a tank car, and then a caboose. And that was it. It was Lionel's way to get people into the hobby, like get them into the hobby to trains. And then Toby's mentioning that they have a quillable air whistle. All right, hold on. I'm actually super interested in that. Toby, if you can in the chat, okay. Toby, did Lionel confirm this on the live video, or am I just not reading correctly? Because I want to make sure. I think if they do include the air whistle, that's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. So yeah, I think that this, although that the Scout set did not look the part on this set or on the Scout sets, it says in the description of the locomotives. Gotcha. Hold on, let's take a look. Perfect. There it is, including a quillable air whistle. Okay, so both those locomotives, they're going to be great. Honestly, they're going to be great. And what I did in 2024, Volume 2, I pre-ordered the GG1 post-war inspired set. I think that those sets are going to be fantastic. I think that they're paying attention to the collector who collects Lionel trains, who also collects post-war. And pre-war. We're a collector of all different types. And for me, like, I started in post-war, and then I kind of dabbled into pre-war, and now we're at legacy. And I think that those are going to be a home run. And then what we're also getting is the post-war inspired 21-inch passenger cars. So in my personal opinion, if you're going to get the 671, 100% get the cars. What I've noticed and what I've seen in the past is if you don't get the cars and you get the locomotive and you miss your shot, it's going to be very, very hard trying to find those. I think like one set in particular that I'm trying to find is the 2-pack to the Valley Flyer. And I was talking to my friend Mike on Facebook, and I was like, hey, would you sell your 2-pack? No one's going to want to break up the set, but finding those cars a little bit later down the line, if you don't pre-order and you buy that locomotive, it's going to be hard. So if you're going to buy the Turbine, buy the cars. That'd be my biggest recommendation. So and then now we have the Vision Hudson pre-war set. This is going to be a home run, in my opinion. We see the MSRP at $23.99.99. For the price, I think what you're getting is pretty good. You're going to get the Vision Line 700E, and then you're getting the boxcar, gondola, tank car, and I'm pretty sure this is also a Vision Line caboose. Yeah, a Vision caboose. I think that this is going to be a home run. I think this is going to be a great set. What will propel this set into the stratosphere is if there is a way to make it look like a post-war or pre-war inspired box. If you have purchased a Lionel Legacy box in the last, let's say 5 years, the one thing that you look for is what's the box going to look like. And I think 2020 with the Vision Line GS box was perfect. I think where I love Lionel, but where I was a little disappointed was when we saw the Big Boy Superset, and it was just a black box. It was just Vision Line, Big Boy Superset. Roger that. It's a Big Boy Superset. It is Vision Line. I think with this set, you will propel this into the stratosphere. It will feel super different if it is a pre-war inspired box. And something super simple that we're never going to look at ever. The box and the packaging, just do that. It'll be great. And then below that, Lackawanna Trainmaster post-war inspired set. If you collect post-war, this is going to be great. I 100% agree with this. Going back to the comments, though, I collect Lionel trains. My first Hudson was the 19. Thomas, if you have a 1950 773, keep it. Hopefully, you have the boxes. In my post-war set or my post-war collection, that is the one. Honestly, I think that's no. Hold on. There are two locomotives, steam locomotives, that we do not have in our post-war collection. The 773 from 1950 and the Girls Train. Those are the only two. If you have the 773, I hope you have the box. Please keep it. Great, great locomotive, especially in the 1950s. Going back, the Lackawanna FM coming back. The Rutland 6464 boxcar. And not only that, it's the Solid Shield 6464. If you are a fan of the 6464 series boxcars, you 100% know that a Solid Shield 6464 Rutland is super rare. I'm comfortable enough in this hobby where I can say I will most likely not own a Solid Shield 6464 Rutland. If you get this set, you can say that you own one. I think that's a great car. I think it's a great, great car. I think that you're going to get I think that Lionel knew with putting the Solid Shield up there, they knew what they were doing. They were like, let's put a Solid Shield. Hats off to Lionel. The other thing that I'm looking at in this set is the Hotbox Reefer as the refrigeration milk car. That is awesome. I really, really think that is a great car. I 100% think that is a great car. Yeah, you have the Rutland. Oh, Thomas, if it's a Solid Shield, I think it's worth more than that. I think go up, go way up. I think if it's a Solid Shield Rutland, which I don't in our post-war cabinet, we don't have our 6464s displayed, but if it's a Solid Shield, it's a Solid Shield, Thomas, I think it's worth a little bit more. If it's a Solid Shield, I think it's worth a lot more. And especially so if it's a Solid Shield with a yellow and green, I think there's something with the variation of the doors. It's a very, very expensive boxcar. But going back to the catalog, the only car that there's two cars. Honestly, I think that this set is one of those ones where I'm really conflicted. Like I might want to get that set because it's post-war inspired. I have the Lackawanna, and it's a really, really cool. I actually might even have it close by to where I'm at. So when we later in the video, when we showed like the layout, I might grab it real quick. But the Rutland and that American refrigeration car, those are great cars. I kind of wish that those were separate sale. I would buy them. I wonder if Lionel will do a Tier 2 Gevo ET44. Union Pacific 1943. I will be very honest with you. I don't know much or more. I don't know a lot about the ET44s to talk about them in the sense of, supporting like, yeah, do that. I know that they did come out with the ET44s, and I did not pre-order one, but the only reason why is because when you see the layout, I'm a Steam guy. I'm a Steam dude. I love Steam. I love them. I think we only have, we have F3s, E8s. Okay, we have some diesels. We have maybe a few. But when it comes to modern diesels, it's ST70s, the Gevo, um, some ES44s, and that's it. But I did not pre-order an ET44 because I kind of wanted to see what they look like when they come out. Um, Moving on, we have the Prairie 1430 WS passenger set. This is another post-war inspired set. I think this is going to be a really, really great one. I think if they market this box like how they did the I think it was the Prairie Flyer Lion Chief set, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Now this next one, the 125th New York Central 2133W catalog conventional train set. This is conventional. If this is, I think what this is going to market towards is going to be marketing towards either the child who is starting out who maybe doesn't know a lot about remotes, or to the collector who is wanting to reconnect with the hobby and who remembers moving the ZW. Oh, my son's crying. I oh, Being a new dad, I just want to go up there, but I know my wife, Lady Lionel, and my aunt, or his aunt Leah, is here, so they're up there right now. But I think that this conventional set, it's going to market towards the ones who don't like remotes, or the ones who want to reconnect with, like, like with the ZW. I think that those are going to be a really, really good market. The Lionel 262 1666. Thomas, if you want to know something, when I think I was either 12. No, I was not 12. I think it was 11 or 10. And in my previous video, I showed going back to the train room in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The 1666 was the first train that I bought with my own money, and I still have it. I will never sell it, and the 1666 has a very special place in my heart. And I'm talking so much, I'm gonna drink a little bit of I have like LaCroix. Actually, we're gonna do lemon flavor because I'm talking so much. But yeah, Me Too Steam Locomotives is my Steam Locomotives to my is my big boy, and the Polar Express, 100%. I will say though, after this previous catalog, I'm tapping out on big boys. I have I have too many big boys. Will, you forgot one. The Lionel Norfolk and Western 746. Okay. Once we get to the steam locomotives, I'll come back to this one, Thomas. I will come back to it because I was a little shocked. I'll be honest. I was a little shocked. Okay. So what we have next is a bunch of 125th anniversary. We have box cars and the Angela Trotter Thomas steam locomotive. I think that this, in my opinion, I think that this page is for the collector. I really, really do. I think, like, especially like for me, like if you have a curio cabinet or some kind of display, I think that this is going to be a really, really good good page. Specifically on this page though, the one car that I'm looking at, and because I'm a sucker for Lenny the Lion, is probably the 125th boxcar. Lionel did some great marketing with Comic-Con and with the Amherst show where they did a 125th boxcar. I think that this boxcar is going to be really great. And I mean, who doesn't love Lenny? Lenny the Lion. I mean, he's awesome. I have one boxcar in the bottom shelf of my cabinet that was signed by Lenny Dean, who inspired Lenny the Lion. And then we have the hand car. I think with Lionel doing the back in 2023, the Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse hand car, that was amazing. 100%, that was amazing. And we were lucky to find every single variation of the hand car. And then last year they did the Polar Express with the Hero Boy and the Conductor. I think that this one's going to be great too. What I'm really curious about is how Lionel is going to do the key and how they're going to do the box. Um, because each version of the box has been different. And I really, really think that is going to be a really good one. And then now we're kind of getting into the celebration of Lionel. Like, not necessarily Lionel items. Well, they're Lionel items, but they're not from Lionel. So we have the really, really cool puzzle that's on this first page. Lionel's coming out with pins. I'm not gonna lie, I might actually get one of these pins because depending on and I'm on how a pin flows, if it's like a bold ballpoint pen, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a point. I'm gonna get a pen. But one thing I'm super excited about, I am super excited that Lionel and Hallmark are coming together for the Lionelville ornament slash table piece. Um, I think it's been 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Hallmark came out with the Lionelville ornament back in 2004, and just this year, um, I was able to find a legacy cord to power that ornament. And with Lionel and Hallmark coming back for 2025, 100% I'm going to get this. I always get our ornaments. If you were to come over to our house and see our tree, you would see a ton of Hallmark ornaments. It's beautiful. I love Christmas. I love Christmas so much. And then a Lionel Legacy Santa's Final Touch by Thomas Kincaid. I love seeing all the different artwork. It's just going to be great. I'm super excited for the 125th. All right, we're at O scale. The first thing that we see, the Commodore Vanderbilt is coming back. But first, Vision Line 700E. So for the Vision Line 700E, I personally will not be ordering a including the Lionel 5344 ornament will. Yep. They did come out with that at the very first one, and then also in 2000. It was the very first ornament, and in 2000 it was a gold one for the 100th. We'll see what Hallmark and Lionel come up with this year. For the Vision Line Hudson, I will not be ordering a Vision Line Hudson. The reason for it is because I already have a Vision Line Hudson from 2010. The one thing that I was really kind of hoping, kind of praying about is in the next couple of videos, in the next couple of pages, I was really kind of hoping for a Vision Line Rail Chief set or a Vision Line 700E freight set. Very similar to what Lionel did in the 1930s. We didn't get that, but maybe we didn't get that right now. Who knows if Lionel will come out with it again in 2024 Volume 2. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Maybe we'll see in the next catalog. But the Niagara Falls Deluxe set, if you're an NYC fan, definitely a great set. But the next page, the Commodore Vanderbilt is coming back as a Vision Line locomotive. I think that this is going to be good. I think this is going to be a really, really good locomotive if you're a New York Central fan. I'm on the fence about ordering one specific Commodore Vanderbilt, and it's the gold-plated one. Looking across our fleet of locomotives, the 700E is the only New York Central locomotive that I have in the fleet. That's it. So we will see. And I kind of don't want to have FOMO or buyer's remorse if I don't order that gold plate, but we will see. But the next page, the 20th Century Limited set. If you love New York Central, and you want to have the top of the line set, this is the set for you. And I felt the same way with the Vision Line Super set for the big boy and the GS4 set. This is hitting to people that are in the Northeast. If you like New York Central, buy it. I promise you, you will not regret buying a Vision Line set. They're great. They're fantastic. And I think that this one is going to be great well past like the ones that have come before. In the previous years, we've had in 2020 we had the GS4 freight line set that came with like 4 cars. In the next year we had the big boy super set, and then last year we had the triplex super set. Those are all freight sets. I think this is the first year that we've seen a Vision passenger set. This is great. This is going to be a home run, in my opinion. You're getting a Vision Hudson. You're getting a Lounge Sounds Combine. You're getting a Sleeper Sounds car, a regular Pullman coach, a Station Sounds, and a Lounge Observation car. This set is going to make a whole lot of noise coming down the tracks at your layout. This is going to be a great set. And I'm only imagining, what Lionel's going to be doing with the sleeper cars. Like, are they going to have people snoring like it's going to be cool. It's going to be a really, really cool set. I most likely will not be ordering this, not because the price, but because I'm a Southwest guy. I love the Southwest. Like the GS4 Southern Pacific, big boy superset, ordered those and loved them. But I think, Lionel coming, looking out towards like the Northeast with the triplex and then also the New York Central, it's a great decision. I think if you're a New York Central fan, if you don't order this, it'll be hard finding. I think that this is going to be a great set. I really, really do. I have a real 1937 5344 with an air whistle tender. And air whistle tender. The locomotive's heavy. I don't have that one yet. I think if I ever do get I said post-war. If I was to ever get a pre-war, the 2 locomotives that I would most... Okay, wait, hold on. A little bit of a tangent. Pre-war steam locomotives. 700E, 763 gunmetal with the 6-wheel truck tender and the Blue Comet, and then I'm tapped out. That's all that I want from pre-war. I think that those locomotives, the 700E is like the epitome of like Lionel, like that's the locomotive. I think in rare variations, the 763E gunmetal was probably the rarest of the variations in that one. And then the Blue Comet. Everyone knows the Blue Comet. Everyone loves the Blue Comet. And it's that locomotive that I would most likely get from the pre-war. Continuing on. So if you don't get the set, Lionel is letting you get the passenger cars. Now, it may not have all the bells and whistles, but you can at least get the passenger cars as a separate sale, which I do agree with. I do think that this is a good marketing tool from Lionel. If you don't want to get the set, you can get the passenger cars. Good job. Okay, the Florida East Coast auto rack set. This is cool. I think that this is cool. But what's really neat, there is a new Vision Line scale auto rack car. That is really, really cool. I think that Lionel is starting to really expand on their sounds, that they can, like the feeling, like I don't even know if it's 4D because it's not, you're not getting the spray of the steam or all the other things, but the sound. I'm wondering with this auto rack, are you going to hear like cars loading into the auto rack, or like, hey, continue loading on that F-150. All right, hey, you're good. Stuff like that. I really wonder what Lionel is going to do with their their sound file for this car, and I think it's going to be really cool. That paint scheme is really really cool. Um, I need to ask my sister if she's seen this paint scheme in the while living in Florida. Maybe she has, maybe she hasn't. And then you're also getting some really cool graffiti, the big art, and then awake now ZZZ. I think that's really really cool. I think that's really really neat. And then the next page is the Vision Line Autorack cars. Um, Personally, for me, I don't know if I will be ordering one of those strictly because I think with this current layout that I have, I don't think that it would look the part slash support the car. Um, I do have some modern stuff, but the only modern stuff that I have is the K line auto rack cars that they came out with in like the late '90s and early 2000s. I do have a friend of mine. I think Leap and Larry. I think that you're gonna get this car, and I think you're gonna love it. I think you're gonna love this car. I think honestly, if you collect auto rack cars, this is gonna be a home run. I really, really do. And if I was to order one, I would get this Santa Fe 100%. All right, now we're at Legacy Steam. We did a lot of talking about some great Vision stuff. So now we're at the Legacy Steam. Okay. I did not see any of the teasers and or um like it wasn't leaked to me in regards to the catalog. I think but people, like, hey, the catalog's coming out, and then they show a picture of the S2 turbine like from the post-war. So in my opinion, I think that it was hinted. So we're getting the S2 Pennsylvania turbine back. I think that out of all the ones out of this page, or actually, I wouldn't order any of these on this page. I would order the post-war inspired 671. Um, but what we're getting out of this page, 1399.99. I think that's actually not a bad price for a 686 072 diecast steam locomotive. I don't think it's that bad. To put it in perspective, the Lionel 2900 class 2926, if I'm not mistaken, was 1799.99, and that this locomotive is bigger. It's a 686. It's longer. The same, whistle steam smoke effect, normal smoke effect, all the legacy features, and it's 1400 bucks. I honestly don't think is that's that bad of a price. And if I'm not mistaken, it's not that, with inflation, I don't think it's that high from the previous run. I think that's not a bad price. Um, I will be honest. When I saw the daylight paint scheme, I was like, okay, that's a little interesting. Uh, I am very happy with my daylight 4449. So I will not I will not be getting the daylight legacy S2. However, I still think that that will sell. I think that if there's people on the West Coast who are diehard daylight fans, just like with the cab forward daylight paint scheme, that's going to be a home run. And then we see the Chesapeake and Ohio Chessie, orange and silver. Lionel hit that out of the park with the Greenbrier. Then they did it with I think Medca came out with the 284. I think that this one's going to be a good one. And it's to the point where it looks very similar to the Greenbrier. It has the smoke deflectors. It's a large steam locomotive. They're going to do the ribbed paint scheme. So if you did not get the previous 484 run, I think the 686 is going to be really, really good. I agree with it, honestly. I really, really do. And if you love that paint scheme, I 100% agree. Get it. All right. The Heislers. The Heislers are coming back. I did not think that these were going to be in the catalog, but they are. And they're coming back with, all the legacy features. I don't know how long it's been since we've seen the Heisler, but it's been a pretty long time. If you're in the the chat right now, and if you know the last time that Lionel offered the Heisler, post it out in the chat. And I think it's been over 10 years. I think it's been over 10 years since the Lionel Heislers came out. Um, so personally for me though, I'm not a Shea guy. I'm not a Heisler guy. I will not be pre-ordering this. I have one friend of mine who I think will, Dr. Jack Fisher, who I've not been at his house in a couple years. He's starting to do a Shea slash logging railroad within his amazing, probably one of the best layouts I've ever seen. His amazing layout. I think that he'll do one of these. I really, really do. And I think what Lionel coming out with the different smokestacks, with the large smokestack versus the cylindrical smokestack, I think that's a good touch. I really, really do. Toby is mentioning Cast Scenic Railroad number 6. No, oh, there's no. Let's see. Toby, I think you're definitely correct. From what I remember looking at, YouTube, like operating steam locomotives, the Cast Scenic Railroad has 2 or 3 Shea slash Heisler steam locomotives, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, maybe they missed the mark on that one on this one, but maybe Lionel's going in the direction. I see this on both ways. Like with Lionel coming out with the big boy 4014, everyone's going to buy a 4014. Everyone's going to buy a 4449. I think that maybe they missed the mark on not getting the 6, the scenic or the Cast Scenic Railroad number 6. But we'll see. Maybe someone will do a custom run. If I was to put a some money on it, someone will most likely do a custom run. It's that popular of a locomotive to where it makes sense, if it makes sense. Will, do you have a Lionel Frisco Meteor 484? I do not. I do not. I did not order that one specifically because I'm not a rivet counter. But when Lionel came out with those 484s, it was the Santa Fe 3751 class. And from that run, I have the 3751, and then I have the Blue Goose, the 3765. Those I loved. However, the whistle on the Meteor, beautiful whistle. And that was before Lionel came out with the 5 whistle, the 5 whistles. That was great. That whistle totally fit on that locomotive. So then Toby's mentioning 1 Heisler, 1 Climax. The rest are Shea at the cast. They do have a Turbine rocket Climax as well. Okay. So yeah, I mean, what I think might happen is, and I'm just projecting, Lionel is going to see how the sales go on this Heisler before they come out with a Shea. We haven't seen a Shea locomotive in a very long time. I think probably because they're really intricate, and I think with the inflation, it's gonna really, really drive the price. If you look at these prices right now, the $1699.99, and it's a small locomotive. I mean, this locomotive is only coming out at 15 and what is that, 3/4 inch, so not too big of a locomotive, but Heislers, Climaxes, Shays, there's a lot of stuff that is happening in a small locomotive. So while you're not getting, I mean, the 484 Northern 2900 class was a $1,700 locomotive. You're not getting something like that, but you're getting a lot of moving parts. You're getting the Heisler has 3 different moving, with side rods, moving parts. Like, this is going to be a really intricate locomotive. Um, and I really think that even though it's small, I kind of agree. I think that 69.99 is I kind of agree with the price. I really, really do. I think with all those moving parts, I think you're right around the ballpark. But I really do think based on the sales on this Heisler, we will see if they come out with the climax of this chase. The next one, Legacy 242 A6. The only one that I'm looking at right now is the Santa Fe A6 Atlantic number 1464. However, I most likely will not get it because, and I'm going to do this right now, live on YouTube. I'm going to take a look. 1468. I'm going to see if it looks very similar. And let's just take a look. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It's close. However, as a Santa Fe guy, it's not close enough. I most likely will not be pre-ordering the Santa Fe Legacy A6. However, I'm not saying don't pre-order it. If you like any of these, the what is this? The Ann Arbor, the Santa Fe, Chesapeake and Ohio. My sister kind of got like a little pre-screening of this. She got to see the Chicago and Alton. She really liked that one. The Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy. Or the Erie and Atlantic with that really cool like bluish tent boiler. If you love it, order it. However, I will most likely not be ordering the and it's kind of crazy that that's the Santa Fe steam locomotive of the catalog. I will most likely not pre-ordering that strictly because if I was to be a huge stickler, and I'm talking like the nitty gritty details. The wheels are too big, and one thing that I love that Santa Fe does is that when you see the boiler, there's a ladder that comes up to this step to the step platform that goes throughout the boiler. The Santa Fe classification number boards, they maybe should have been a little bit further back. It's close. It's very close. I also do think the 1468, if I'm looking at these other previous pictures, if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost positive that that was an oil fired tender, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's oil fired. And if it is, that's maybe another reason. Oh, yeah, it's oil fired. So oil fired versus coal fired. I will not be pre-ordering it. And yeah. But if you love the Atlantic, order it. I do think though, with this, I'm kind of imploring some custom runs and other, train stores and everything around the United States. Um, I would like to I would have maybe have liked to seen the Southern Pacific, uh, 3000 or 3001 because I didn't pre-order it back when it came out a couple years ago, like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I didn't pre-order it, and I kind of regret not getting that locomotive. Um, let's see. The Toby mentioned the Erie one is different from the Santa Fe because the headlight is a bit back. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, Toby, you are right. That is a good catch. The headlight has a different placement on the smoke box on the boiler front. That is good. That is a good catch. Thomas Trains mentions the Lionel Lines 442 freight set comes with a Lionel 6025, the 612. and the 6357 caboose. Will, do you have a Lionel Santa Fe Hudson? I do not. However, my hope, and I'm not praying to like the train gods. I'm hoping and praying. Lionel answered my prayer with the 2900 class from MTH. MTH was kind of going out of business slash selling their stuff. MTH has the 464, the 210-4, the 484. They have those classifications for the steam locomotives for the Santa Fe. Specifically for the 464, they have a Blue Goose and the regular 464. Those locomotives are absolutely beautiful. I do have one locomotive that's a 464. That's a Pecos River City brass steam locomotive that I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do Blue Knobby or if I wanted to send it over to my friend Brooke to do a legacy upgrade. I I'm really hoping that Lionel purchased that tooling for the 464. They did. We got the 210-4, we got the 484. I'm wondering if they purchased the 464. We will see. I'm kind of hoping. Doing a lot of talking. I gotta have drinks a little bit more LaCroix / water. Okay. So now we are on legacy diesels. Okay. What is that the okay, ES44. I saw ET44. I was like, wait a second. The ES44 is coming back. If you're a CSX fan, this is your catalog. I really think that this is your catalog. My good friend Leap and Larry, he's a CSX fan. If I was to be a betting person, I think he will purchase the Family Line / LNN CSX locomotive. One thing I'm curious about, though. Okay. The kinematic pilot for closer coupling on curves. That little feature on these locomotives makes or breaks this locomotive, in my personal opinion. I think just having the pilot just be straight on a straight piece of track and then like barely move, that's great. So yeah, I'm not a CSX fan. I'm sorry. I'm not. But I do think that these are going to be really, really great. I think out of all of them, you see the Western Maryland, RFMP, Family Lines for the LNN, New York Central. That's pretty cool. Actually, that's really, really neat. I like that paint scheme. And then Atlantic Coastline. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's Peachy's Train's favorite railroad. I think that she will most likely maybe purchase that one. I would be a betting person to say that she will purchase that one. But yeah, I think those are good. Will, the MTH Hudsons are on eBay. So Thomas, you are correct. And even back here, I have a DCS system. Don't hate me. I've not set it up yet. It's I haven't set it up yet because I don't know how. And I've read the directions, and it's the same feeling that I did when I set up my Lionel Legacy. It's like, hey, go to Legacy. It takes one wire. And I was so nervous on doing it. And then I finally did it, thinking that there was going to be an explosion, and nothing happened. And it was just Legacy. And it was perfect. I was like, oh, this is great. All right. So maybe in a couple of months, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe let's say weeks, I'll set up the DCS. Um, Continuing on, more ES44s. We have the Conrail. I'm pretty sure Dackman Production is going to order that Conrail. We have the NS Interstate Legacy. I do think that Lionel coming out with these Norfolk Southern Heritage locomotives, these are good. These are really, really good. I will say though, um, because I got a couple of the heritage locomotives from the Union Pacific, uh, the colors, the colors will definitely matter. Lionel needs to get the colors correct. If you're a fan of these locomotives, my personal recommendation and a way to help Lionel and the hobby and the other fans of this great hobby, send pictures, send examples. What I was able to do for Lionel was like when was coming out with the Hiawatha's, I sent my 2004 station sounds down across. I was like, hey, hopefully you guys can color match, and they did. These Hiawatha's are looking great. They're fantastic. I think that if Lionel gets these colors, these are going to be great. All right, and then we have the Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, and I'm pretty sure that's right, right? Canadian Pacific, Kansas City, maybe. I know that Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern they merged. I don't really, I don't really remember what the nomenclature is for it, but I'm pretty sure that that is the correct red for the CP and KC. And with them doing the merge just recently in the last like 2 years or maybe last year, I think that those are going to be a knockout. I think that they really are. Um, Going back to the comments. I'm a CSX and North Fork City fan, but I'm a UP fan and BNSF fan and Burlington and wait, and BNSF and Southern Pacific and BNN and ATSF and Conrail. UP 1943. You're a fan of all of them. 1943. Will you be pre-ordering any of the CSX and Norfolk Southern locomotives? Type a comment down below, and we'll go back on it. Will have you visit the Colorado Railroad, because I'm sure Heist did return to the operation of the yes. So that's going to be towards like the little bit later end of this video, and I think for this one we'll hit legacy, scale, and one other section, and then we'll kind of call it, and then we'll go over the layout. But we did move over to Colorado Springs, and I have been in the CRM, the Colorado Railroad Museum, and it is great. It's a great museum. I've not met Heist yet, but it's fantastic. Thomas mentions, Will, years ago, my uncle worked for the Lionel. He personally made me an RFMP 482 locomotive, very beautiful with a deep three-chime whistle and bell sound. I love this set since 2005. Thomas, that's awesome. That's awesome. You had a family member that worked for Lionel? That's awesome. That's great. And then Toby mentioned, you're saying it right. All right. Canadian Pacific, Kansas City. Whew. Got that one. And then Lionel made only one RFMP 482. And you got it. The heck, that's awesome. That's great. All right. We come to the Train Masters. The Legacy Train Masters. In my opinion, Lionel struck gold with doing the Legacy Train Masters. Where I wish we would have seen, and maybe this is like a little bit of an action, we call them AERs, after action review. I think Lionel would have really just knocked it out of the park if we would have seen a 2341 Jersey Central, a Lackawanna, both the maroon and gray top, and then a Virginian post-war inspired Bumblebee, black and yellow and blue and yellow. I think that those, in my opinion, should have been in the catalog for the 125th. In my opinion, I do think with them doing the Central of New Jersey Legacy, I think I'm really hoping and praying that either Mr. Muffins, Patch Trains, who else does custom runs? Someone does a custom run of the Jersey Central 2341 FM Trainmaster. If someone does it, I'm going to order it. 100%. 100%, hands down. Just bill me. I'm going to order it. out of our post-war collection that we do have, one of our great things that we do have up there, where is it? Right up there is a post-war 2341. I really do think that Lionel, maybe we might get in volume 2. I've not seen where the same locomotive is carried over, but if we would have seen the Lackawanna, the Virginian, and the 2341, I really do think that they just would have knocked it out of the park. I think like even like who knows, like early in the catalog we saw a Trainmaster, Lackawanna set. Great set. Lionel's coming out with the aluminum passenger cars. I think it's the 2270W was the FM Trainmaster 2341 Jersey Central, and then 3 or 4 passenger cars aluminum. That would have been a home run. That would have been a fantastic set. 100%. I would have ordered that set. And I'm not even there's SP, Union Pacific, Santa Fe on this layout. And I would have ordered that. 100%. I would have just ordered because I like to look at it. It's beautiful. With these FM Trainmasters, I will not be pre-ordering one. But I do think that these are beautiful Trainmasters. And if you love them, and if you want one, pre-order them. They are very hard to come by on the secondary market. Going back to the comments, I will never show anyone my RFP. It will not be fair if I have one, and people will be the whole lot jealous. Thomas, I think you should. I think you should show it because this hobby is about sharing. It's about sharing with other people, about sharing like what we have with others. It's not about, jealousy or envy or you know what I mean? Like I think that you should. I think that you should because here's one thing. Who knows? Maybe if they come out with a mountain type locomotive in like the upcoming catalogs like a couple of years from now, who knows if Lionel might even see like, hey, we did an RFP many years ago. There's only one of one. Why not? Let's do an RFP. There are some fans, like I'm a diehard Santa Fe fan, but I lived in the Southwest. There is probably, there's probably RFP fans on the Northeast side. They would love to see that look. I think you should post it. I really do. That's just my opinion. Thomas Wayne. Hey, Thomas. I'm glad that you're joining. Welcome. Wish they would have see a Southern Trainmaster. I think that we should have just seen like just Trainmaster, like just tons of Trainmasters especially the built to order. Lionel would have seen what is ordering and then just make it. Just take my money and go. My distant cousin Ryan Kunkel. You're related to Ryan? Oh, come on. Thomas, let me ask my distant cousin. Thomas. Yes. Do it. Do it. Ryan is I would like to say I am friends with Ryan. I reached out to Ryan when it came to the Hiawatha for the colors, and then he sent me a really great book, which by the way, I bought some trains in 2024, but what I've been mainly working on is my library. And he sent me a great book. So no, Ryan is awesome. He's a great dude. And if I'm not mistaken, he's a Dolphins fan. Fins Nation. Fins up. Ryan's a great dude. I really like Ryan. So definitely ask him. I think he would love to talk about that with you. The SC70 Mac and the SC yeah. UP 1943. I agree with you. I was kind of wondering if we were going to see those locomotives in this one. Moving on to the next page, GP35s. That Santa Fe is looking great. Don't hate me. I already have a couple of them. But the only thing I don't have is that specific paint scheme. but I may not order it because I already have. When it comes to pre-ordering, I'm a Steam dude through and through. Steam, high iron in my blood, Steam roast through my veins. It takes a lot for me to order a a a diesel. It really does. I think the Santa Fe is close. If you're a fan of the GP35, like I think with Lionel doing these not obscure, but these, it's not UP, it's not Santa Fe, it's not the mainstream railroads like the JC. What is that? Is that the ICG? Yeah, ICG. I have no idea what that is, but someone does. Someone out there is an ICG fan. They're like, yes, yes, thank you, Lionel. I'm gonna pre-order that. Or the Wabash. Someone's a diehard Wabash fan, and they're like, yes, I'm gonna pre-order that. It's gonna be, yeah. So I do applaud Lionel on going through different railroads and not just Santa Fe, not SP. Good job. I agree. All right, rewind. It takes a lot for me to pre-order a diesel over a Steam. Let's put a pin in this one in the SD40T2. Let's put a pin in it. These are great, and I'm an SP fan. These are really really good. But also living in Colorado, those Rio Grandes, those are nice. Those are really 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 sharp. Um, yeah, those are really cool. And I think also the Union Pacific ST40T2, and it looks like all grungy and kind of beaten down, kind of almost weathered. That's gonna be cool looking. I think that one's that was pretty cool. That was pretty really. I kind of want to say like that's pretty sick, but that's pretty cool. All right, the Legacy FA2 AA and B2, and I have the post-war inspired set. So back a couple years ago, and if you like post-war, 100% recommend you take a look at New York Electric Trains. My great friend Jeff and Vincent. One day, I'm watching a live sale, and my wife is like, "I like those ones," and I was like, "Well, you should buy those ones." And on Facebook, she posted, it's like, "I want those ones." And that's where Jeff was like, "Oh, there's Lady Lionel," because she saw my last name and saw her last name, and then the nickname was born. She bought those post-war locomotives, the 205s, and and I think we're gonna stand up like a second. Um, she bought okay, this is a little different. She bought the 204s that are right here, and those came in master carton and boxed. And then, of course, for me, I was like, well, I have to get its cousin. Got to get the 208s. So I think the 205s, those are pretty cool. Those are really, really neat. I think that those are really cool. Um, I think that those, if anything, like that's maybe like second place for something that I would get. Um, those are pretty neat. Um, going back, let's see. Steam is great. Thomas Wayne, 100% correct. Steam is just just right there. One of I'm one that came out with the Big Boy 4014. I will make the design for Lionel Challenger. Yes. So up here on my little Steam facility, 4014 and 3985 are up. So um pretty sure Illinois Central and Gulf. Okay, so Toby, so those ICG Illinois Central Gulf. See, I didn't know that. I'm telling you, like this hobby is about sharing your knowledge with each other as well. Um, Eric Strange has thousands of steam locomotives. You should have seen that. He does. When I was stationed at Fort Moore, I got to go to his house one time, and I was like, "There's a lot of steam locomotives." Um, and I'm not at that stage yet, but I gotta say I'm kind of getting there, like where there's a lot of steam on this layout. There's a lot of steam on this layout, and I love it. I love it every day. Um, Wait until next year. I will have Lionel Union Pacific 4664 Challenger number 3985 Vision Line and a Lionel Legacy Hybrid. Okay, so if we want to go on a tangent, we'll wait towards the end. But Thomas Trains, let's put a pin on that Challenger, and towards the end, just like, hey, Challenger, and then I'll show you guys those ones. I do have the 3095 and a 3819. Great Challengers, beautiful. So yeah, the FA2s, the Santa Fe's are great. Baltimore, Ohio, the Sunburst, beautiful. Canadian Pacific, that red, and then the zebra stripe, great. Chicago Northwestern, fantastic. Pennsylvania, and then the Wabash. Those are great. Those are great. I think out of all the diesels, this is tied for first for me. I think the ST40 T2s and then these ones, these are great. Okay. We've come to the page where I think I'm going to put a pre-order. I think I will pre-order the Lionel Donner Pass freight set. I really do. I think that I'm going to pre-order my first diesel set. And I like it. I'm all about it. I will say though, when I showed my wife and my sister this, I wonder if someone looked at what is on the 8234. It says Sun Hefret Fakasi. If you look at the page on this, it doesn't say Southern Pacific. It says what I said. It's a little weird. But let's rewind. Let's ignore the fact that it says that. This set is probably what I'm going to pre-order. $1,099.99. So at 1,100, let's just say I think with a good dealer you might get it underneath 1,000. But this set is going to include. Oh, hold up! Wait a minute. I'm mistaken. It might actually say something like that because you know what? Going to the features, it is a factory weathered SD40 T2. You're getting a weathered locomotive. That's awesome. You're getting a freight sounds boxcar, a modern boxcar, a tank car, a 4-bay hopper, and a bay window caboose. And honestly, by the looks of the catalog, each of these cars is weathered. I think that this is a weathered set. Hold up. I'm going to read a little bit. Wait. Okay. I said I might pre-order this. It's going to happen. I'm going to pre-order this. Listen to this, guys. All right. Each piece of this set is factory weathered to show years of use, but not neglect. I'm 100% ordering this. This is a great set. This is going to be I'm going to pre-order this set 100%. I'm already excited. This is going to be great. And I'm really hoping that Lionel does an amazing, like, Donner Pass, like, the mountains or coming through the valley or something. I'm going to pre-order this set. This is going to be great. This is going to be really, really cool. So going back to my comment, I don't pre-order diesels. I'm going to pre-order this set. I'm going to get that set. Okay. So we are now past the diesels. We come to the auto racks. Like I mentioned previously, I'm probably not going to pre-order an auto rack. The gondolas. it is my personal recommendation. If you ordered the AEC Legacy set that just came out, that was like reviewed on Eric's Trains, you need, not should, not maybe, this is a need versus a want. You need to order that gondola. You need to order the AEC PS5 gondola with canisters number 1951. 100%. That set, it glows in the dark. Anything that comes out that's scale, glows in the dark with the AEC, you're going to add it to that consist, order it. 100%. It's perfect. It's kind of perfect. That set was kind of perfect in every way. It had the glow in the dark locomotives, the glow in the hold up. Wait a minute. Rewind. Almost perfect. Because I'm a purist. The Lionel post-war, atomic radioactive canister cars, they were electrified and they used to flash. If Lionel was to do that in that previous set where they made it flash, perfect. Down to the last minute detail, like that meme. But it was probably like a 95%, almost being perfect. But yes, gondolas, if you have that AEC set, get that card. You need to. Need to. Not versus not want to, need to. Freight Sounds PS1 boxcars. Okay. So on Facebook, I saw a lot of people selling Rio Grande ski train stuff. I thought for sure we were going to see more Rio Grande ski train related stuff. I was kind of shocked. When it comes to these Freight Sound boxcars, I probably won't order one because I already have a lot, and it sounds like there's a train rolling down in my basement. I mean, and I'm a purist too. Like I don't like having mixed freight. So on my Union Pacific or my Santa Fe, they're all PFE reefers. And my Union Pacific, I have like 20 of them, and it's like they're all like, it just sounds like there's a train just rolling down here. It's so I probably won't get any of these freight sounds. The Sleep Sounds Pullman cars. I really wish that they would have came out with a Santa Fe, or or when it comes out, if the green matches the Santa Fe heavyweight passenger cars that I already have, if they match, I'm gonna get it. 100%. I'm gonna get it. Because I think this is really, really cool. This is a way for Lionel to continue to innovate. Not necessarily innovate in, a different smoke feature or some like a sound. They are making it an interactive train for people to look at. So I'm fully expecting, like snoring of some way, shape, or form, or like the porter coming by and like, this is your wake up call at 5:45. Have a good morning, something like that. Um, I think that these are really, really cool. I think that these sleeper sounds cars are going to be a home run. So I'll put a pin on that for the sleeper sounds Pullman green Dover cars. But I think those are going to be really good. All right, the bay window cabooses. Like I mentioned in the previous pages, I will be pre-ordering that Southern Pacific Donner Pass freight set, so I will not have to pre-order a a caboose. But if I was, that Southern Pacific one would be coming home with me. I think my friend Leap and Larry he's going to be eyeballing that chassis system, and he's like, "Hey, that's pretty good." I think he will. All right, but let's go back to the comments real quick because I've been rambling like a little bit. Let's go back. Toby mentioned if you pre-order the Donner Pass, I would love a review on it. Okay, so Toby, and along a lot with my other fans, there's kind of an apology that I have to say to the fans and to the subscribers of my channel. And we're going to kind of go into this in a little bit later. Um, I have a lot of trains that I have yet to do a review on. With my occupation, with my profession, I just got really busy. Um, but there's a new spark. The firebox has been relit. The Fire Up Will 2926 campaign or something like that. Um, there's a lot of reviews I want to do. For one, the 2926. You would think that Will 2926 has a review of 2926. I haven't yet. Um, my son Kyle, he received from Santa Claus the Plasma Coat 1225. I have the number 90. Uh, I found this year a GS1, the clear coat, Mecha E9s or E8s or E6s. I want to do reviews for you guys. I really do. So, Toby, with you saying if you pre-order it, I want a review. I will. I will. I want to get back to the swing of things. I really, really do. I really, really, and I kind of owe it to everyone. I not owe it to myself, but like to other people. It's about sharing. This hobby is about sharing. What we have. I mean, like for example, like the the brass hybrids. I want to share those. And like this year, we found the pilots. Like I think there was only 13 of those pilots ever made. I want to share that with you guys. I want to share them. Because it doesn't do well if it stays down here in the basement, just in my basement. I want to share with everybody. So I will do reviews. And so, like, do like a little switch on a siding, coming back to the main line. I will do more reviews. So I do appreciate everyone, taking the time out of your night. It's 8:35 and there's 10 people on here. I do appreciate your guys' time. And I owe it to you guys as a content creator, as your friend in the hobby, to share this hobby with you. So be on the lookout for more reviews. It's my promise as a content creator and as your friend that I will be doing reviews. Um, the Rio Grande boxcar would go good with the Donner Pass set. Oh, let's take a look. Oh, you know what? You're right. It would. But here's the thing, Toby. It would look good. If I get that car, I'll probably contact Harry Heike to weather it for me. But see, Toby, we're scheming. We're scheming together. We're scheming together, and I like it. I like you. Uh, yes. So Thomas, you are correct. It does include a sounds box car. Toby is mentioning to let's beef it up, more sound, and I kind of like where he's going. I particularly like when the reviews include 5 different horns and 5 different options on it. I agreed. Um, Even on like these newer locomotives, like the uh the Southern Pacific 4449, like you have the normal GS4, but there are some whistles which are really, really cool. Those are some that are really neat. Uh, Thomas, Will, you're my friend, bud. All right, Thomas, you're my friend, man. And anytime you're in Colorado Springs or if you're down here, you're always welcome at my layout, man. And that's like the cool thing too. So there's a plan that I'm trying to make in the works. And like this is like a live catalog review, but like train talk with Will. 2026, Lionel LCCA is coming to Denver. I said to myself that I'm gonna get this layout done in a year. I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna get this layout done in a year, to where this layout is gonna be a tour on the LCCA convention. I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna get this done this year. So we're gonna get it done. All right, moving on. So we had some disconnect cars. I won't really kind of go into too much on those, but if you're getting a Heisler, I mean, I'm super patriotic. I like the USA disconnect cars 4-pack. I think that's pretty cool. Uh I think that's actually really, really neat. Um and then we have the more box cars with the graffiti, the 4-bay hoppers, tank cars, the box cars, and I won't go into traditional on this review because we're already kind of, getting a little bit at an hour 49 or hour 40. What I do want to kind of talk about though with the traditional, Lionel is coming out with aluminum 15-inch passenger cars. That is great. Lionel is coming out, with these cars, and not only that, each of the diesels that they're coming out with matching passenger cars. That's awesome. Southern Pacific, Reading, Santa Fe, those are great. Um, those are fantastic, and they're aluminum. They're aluminum. Let's hold on. I'm kind of curious. Um, Detailed separate metal details, operating vestibule openings, metal frames, detailed interiors, hand painted figures. These are great cars, and they're aluminum. Lionel heard us like, we want aluminum, we want aluminum, and they're coming out with aluminum cars. This is great. This is great. All right. So we talked about what I'm going to pre-order for myself. I got to say the best part of 2024 was meeting my son Kyle. And as a new dad, I am truly in love with my son. Like my lovely wife Catherine and I, we welcomed our son in November, and I'm truly blessed that I'm going to be able to share my hobby, and I am loving what Lionel is doing with these battery operated O gauge sets. I think that Lionel truly hit the mark, if not blew it out of hit home run with battery operated O scale trains. I think that that is a fantastic way for kids to get involved in the hobby on an O gauge scale. Um, I think they're going to be great. I am going to order my son an O gauge set. Um, Out of all the sets, I think for the battery operated set that I'm going to order him, I mean, come on, guys. I'm going to order him the Santa Fe set. He's going to get the Santa Fe Flyer Freight battery operated set. But who knows? Maybe he might be a Thomas the Tank Engine fan. I mean, my brother's name is Thomas, so maybe his uncle will be like, "Hey, you like Thomas? My name's Thomas." Um, I think that these are going to be great. I really, really do. And I was kind of getting emotional about it, but I think this is going to be a great way for me to get involved in the hobby with my son. Um, you know, the earliest memories that I can remember from when my dad got me involved in the hobby was seeing pictures of like G scale plastic trains. We had an HO scale layout, and then Lionel was in the mix. And then when I was a lieutenant, I was starting to get my own money, so I started my post-war, grew my post-war collection, then met Leap and Larry, and then got a legacy. There's an evolution in all of our timeline. There's an evolution on how we evolve in this hobby. And I think with the base form, the base Pokemon kind of form of for Kyle, I'm really hoping it's going to be these battery operated uh, these train sets, because he'll just come home and be like, "Dad, like let's run my train on the layout," and he can run it how he wants to, and it's going to be great. I really really think that these are fantastic ideas. And then the water vapor smoke feature, that's awesome. And I think Lionel posted a video of the Thomas and Friends O scale um, train set. It's great. It's great. And not only that, these things come out with so much stuff. They come out with so much track, but not only that, the battery operated O gauge sets include assortment of trackside accessories, including expansion track, road signs, trees. You're getting so much to start out on the hobby. honestly, I have to kind of give Lionel a round of applause on it. I really think that these are great. I really think that these are going to be great. Um, oh, Thomas, if you come over, you'll bring over your mohawk. Okay, you'll bring your mohawk. Roger that. Sounds good. There is some more Rio Grande coal cars for the Donner Pass. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Let's go back to the coal cars. Because, see, so Toby, we're scheming together some more. Oh, I do see it. Those Rio Grande hoppers. I do see those Rio Grande hoppers, but let's see if they match. Match the set. Because, oh, they're a little. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's see. A 4-bay hopper. It looks like that. It's a little different, I think, like with the height differences. But Toby, you're you're kind of like excellent. You're kind of teaching me like the ways of the force when it comes to uh getting some more stuff for that Donner Pass set, and I like it. Um, but yeah, hey, so that's gonna kind of conclude this review, and what I'm gonna kind of do next though is it's 8:44. 8:44. Um, it's 8:44, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a 2-minute break, and I'm gonna go drink some more water because it is a little, not gonna lie, it's a little awkward for me to drink Lacroix because it's a carbonated drink, and I also need to go to the restroom. But what I want to do is kind of do a Wednesday Will 2926 talk, and I'll show you guys the layout what I have right now, and we'll run some trains, so that way you guys can see it. So there's 7 people online. If everyone's cool with like a 2-minute break, we'll reconvene in about 2 minutes. I just need hey, good to go. I'll be here waiting. But that's the 2025 catalog that I'll review for right now. There's a lot more. You know, Star Wars. Star Wars is here, and they have some pretty cool stuff. Thomas Kincaid, Tom and Jerry, Harry Potter. I'm gonna probably get the butterbeer smoke fluid. I think it's super cool. Angela Trotta Thomas, the Happy Trees, tree farm, with Bob Ross, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Lionel is doing some great stuff in this catalog. Um, it's I think it's a great catalog. I'm also kind of a little thankful that it's not going to break the bank. These last couple of years have broken the bank in regards to you know when the 2900 KLS came out. I ordered the 2926, the Fast Food Express set, the Super set, the Mr. Muffins Trains Big Boy, all of the hand car. It was a rough year. And then this year we got the Hiawatha and the E6s. And then we also pre-ordered the GG1s. So I'm kind of thankful that this catalog is not like going to break the bank, but there's still going to be some stuff that I'm pre-order. I'm kind of really hoping and praying though for volume 2. We're going to kind of see and hope and pray for volume 2. Also for custom runs. Who knows? So with that though, I'm going to take a 2-minute break, and or 2 to 3 minute break. I'm going to come back, and we're going to take a look at the layout, and we're going to take a look at we're just going to have like some train talks, like where you guys can ask me questions, I'll answer them. But I really do thank you guys for taking the time out of your guys' night to look at the catalog with me and just talk with trains. This amazing hobby that we are in together. It's like a brotherhood and it's a sisterhood, because it's super inclusive. It's a fantastic hobby. Everyone that's in this hobby is a great person. And I really thank you guys from the bottom of my heart to take the time out of your night to share this hobby with me. Happy 125th. And with that, though, I will be seeing some of you guys in the next 2 minutes. I hope you guys have a great night. Happy 125th. And with that, be safe. Always be safe. And we'll see you in the next one. So we'll see you in the next 2 minutes. Take care.